Hi, and welcome to the September edition of Rowlett on the Water on the Move. I'm Todd Gattell.
I'm Brian Funderburk.
This show is produced entirely by city staff and can be seen on Rowlett's own television network, RCN 16. You can also find us by going to YouTube, Brian, at our YouTube channel. I know. At Rowlett's YouTube channel, Rowlett Texas Video. And if that's not cool enough, if you want to go online to rowlett.com, your favorite website, you can go to our streaming video page and watch us there as well.
That's right. Every show, every day.
24 hours a day, unless there's a council meeting.
That too.
Hi, this is Mayor Todd Gattell with some breaking news. North Texas Municipal Water District has temporarily eased Stage 3 water restrictions to allow weekly landscape irrigation September 1st through October 31st, 2014. Effective September 1st, 2014, North Texas Municipal Water District is recommending its member cities and customers to allow landscape watering once per week with sprinklers or irrigation systems through the end of October 2014. So why has North Texas Municipal Water District relaxed restrictions? To maintain water quality, the city, along with other North Texas Municipal Water District member and customer cities, perform flushing of hydrants to remove the water that has decreased chlorine residuals. So to improve the circulation and to increase water flow within the water systems, allowance of this once per week watering with sprinkler or irrigation systems will assist in maintaining the required chlorine residuals. The new water chart, as also shown on the screen, is also available by going to rowlett.com. Once again, effective September 1st, 2014, North Texas Municipal Water District is recommending its member cities and customers to allow landscape watering once per week with sprinklers or irrigation systems through the end of October 2014. At the end of October, North Texas Municipal Water District will once again meet to review the requirements to see if additional restrictions are needed.
If every Texan did their part to conserve water, think how much we could save. Simple things like washing full loads of laundry, using water-efficient plumbing fixtures, watering in the morning, and collecting rainwater and planting native Texas plants. It all adds up. And that's not just a drop in the bucket, that's money in your pocket. Visit takecareoftexas.org to find more tips to save water and money.
Well, we've got a lot to talk about this morning, and why don't we just kind of start off with the budget, because that's something, especially this time of the year, that's really important to a lot of people and it's important to us. This is something we work on all year long. This is not a 2 or 3 week deal for us. We work on budget all year.
You know, Mayor, if Rowlett is going to become the community that citizens have expressed their desire to be, a tax rate increase will have to occur in fiscal year 2015. This increase should come as no surprise, as we, the Rowlett citizens, have been paying the same tax rate for the last 9 years. And in fact, based on the current year, 2014, we're now paying on average $118 less in property taxes than we were 9 years ago.
Well, and we've been talking about this for some time. We have a 5-year model, we've got a 2-year budget, and we've been talking about this increase for some time. And costs like electricity, gas, telephone service, cable, all of those costs have gone up, not down. And yet we expect our city staff to continue providing the same high level of services with resources that have decreased year after year. And you think about the employees, the number of employees that were down based on, back on compared to 2007 as an example. It's now time for us as a city council to adopt and our community to support the tax rate increase so that we might properly fund services that you, our residents and customers, have identified as important to you and do not want cut. So let's talk about why we're even considering the tax rate increase.
Sure. Mayor, the simple answer is that we cannot continue to sustain the levels of services we currently provide to our citizens without additional funding. That's the bottom line. Between fiscal year 2010 and fiscal year 2014, our property tax revenues declined $1.9 million. After holding the line with property tax rate for 9 years, we no longer have the ability to reduce further spending without reducing services. And after cutting employees, operating costs, and deferring maintenance over the past 6 years to accommodate that revenue decline, City operations are as efficient as we can get them without impacting the delivery of service.
Okay, now I want to kind of stop there for just a second and talk
Okay.
about when we talk about the decline, as we talk about maintenance, we have continued year after year. I want to make it very clear to those that are watching, we've continued to cut back on maintenance. And this is something that's been a council decision in order to try to maintain the same tax rate, and you cannot continue to do that. We've got to maintain our systems across the board.
Well, that's right, Mayor, and it comes down to choice. With less revenues come less choices. And so we had to make choices over the last 5 years how to prioritize
right.
our spending. And in some cases, we did like a lot of other cities, we deferred maintenance. And now we've deferred it to the point we can no longer defer it.
That's right. So I think it's important to remember, and those groups that I have actually talked to in person that we talk a lot about, we talked about the things like the alley maintenance, we talked about street maintenance, we talked about the utility system we have to maintain, and there's services that we all value that are critically important, and frankly, if we didn't have them, we'd be in trouble.
That's right, Mayor. You know, the bottom line is that the city is proposing to increase the tax rate by 5 cents per each $100 of property value. This would increase it from 0.747173 to 0.797173. In other words, from about 75 cents to about 80 cents. The combination of improved tax values, new growth, and additional tax dollars will finally provide an opportunity for the city to fix structural weaknesses in our budget, address years of deferred maintenance, mitigate difficult challenges, and enhance our parks and community amenities. But Mayor, there's a little bit of good news in this, isn't there?
Well, I think there is, and let's talk about, I think, the breakdown, because there are actually some services that we are focusing on and putting some money into that we've neglected maintenance on that are actually part of this budget. So maybe kind of just talk about the first part, which is really the shortfall for the budget.
Sure. When we started last year, as Mayor indicated, we do financial planning. We knew that the day would come where we needed additional revenues, and we were thinking we would need about $1.4 million to cover the shortfall in fiscal year 2015. However, the city did a couple of things. One, we did a budget scrubbing exercise and we cut $600,000 out of the budget. And then the other thing is that our property tax values came in higher than what we projected.
That's right.
So as a result, we went into the budget thinking we would need about 3 cents to cover our budget shortfall in the general fund. However, at this point, we think we only need 2 cents. And we've discussed that with the City Council during our budget work sessions and have amended our proposal to include 2 cents for the budget shortfall in the general fund.
Right, which is really only, so if you total that up, it's really a 4-cent total increase versus the 5 that we just mentioned.
It is, Mayor, it is.
And so to the average homeowner, if you think about it from that aspect, it's probably about $55 more a year to the average homeowner, the 4 cents.
It is, Mayor, and really pennies a day.
Right, that's exactly right.
At the end of it.
So we've got 2 cents to cover the shortfall in the budget, and then we had proposed 1 cent to do enhancements to parks, because we wanted to raise our park standards and specific improvements, and these improvements are necessary. Every year after year, as we've cut budget, parks and library are really the first thing on the list that happens to get cut. And then finally, one of my endeared programs is really 1 cent for community enhancements, and that's things like screening walls, are just the entrances in our community, the quality of the medians. I'm really big on, if we don't have the money to maintain it, don't build it. And we've built a lot of things that we haven't maintained. And as an example, I use the example of the crepe myrtle. We don't have the staff to be able to trim them back in the spring. Well, we need to be able to do that. So that's the kind of stuff that we're going to plant them, because they're a lot more hardy and they don't grow up as high and they don't have to worry about the power lines and a lot of that stuff. But we still have to maintain those, and that's critically important. So you're going to see a lot of that. And we hear a lot of times people talk about the screening walls. Can't you do something about all the screening walls falling down? Well, we have roughly about $5 million worth of screening walls that the city owns, in addition to all those that the property owners own, and they all need maintenance. So we'll be able to help with some of the funding on the city side, be able to help catch up on some of that work. However, the 1 penny is a relatively small amount, so it's not going to make sweeping changes, but you will see improvements. All right, so Brian, really, let's try to break out the 5 cents to make sure that people understand where exactly it's going. So first and foremost, we have the 3 cents to cover the budget shortfall, and we'll talk about the surplus, and we'll talk about the increase in the property valuations in just a second, the impact that has. But in the initial budget, there was 3 cents to go to the shortfall in the general fund. There was 1 cent to go to park maintenance and standard improvements, which essentially is to try to improve the quality of the parks that we had. And this is something we've been reducing year after year in the budget, and we really need to put the money back into. And it's a small number, but you will see some improvements in the standards in the park maintenance. And then finally, the 1 penny for the community enhancements, the screening walls, the medians, the entrances. Those are the types of things that are really important, because that's something that the realtors tell us again and again that's really required. So that's what was proposed in the budget. Now, we've had some council meetings since then, some work sessions, and we've made some modifications to that.
That's right, Mayor. One thing that we did when we did the My Rowlett campaign, we told the public we would ask for what we needed. So we had some good news. When we originally proposed the budget, we proposed the budget with 5 cents.
Okay.
3 cents would go to cover the budget shortfall in the general fund. However, because property values came in higher than what we were expected, we have now lowered that recommendation to 2 cents. So as a result, our overall recommendation would be to drop from 5 cents to 4 cents. So we would need 2 cents to cover the budget shortfall in the general fund. And then council has also discussed changing up the remaining 2 cents.
Right.
Right now, as you said, Mayor, 1 cent is for park maintenance standards and improvements. 1 cent would go to community enhancement programs. But we've also recognized the need to do more additional alley improvements. So as a result, where we're at today is that we have 0.75 of 1 cent for park maintenance standards, 3/4 of a cent for community enhancement programs, and 1/2 cent for alley improvements. It's not a whole lot of dollars, but at the end of the day, what that does, it allows us to move forward in our planning and designing, so that when we have bonds in the future, those alleys are ready to get on the ground.
Yes, absolutely. And the alley issue is definitely an issue that we've had a lot of discussion about. And there's been a lot of misinformation around the alleys. But at the end of the day, we all need alley work. And as I mentioned in one of the council meetings, the last thing you want to hear is when you call and they're able to tell you where your alley ranks, is that you're number 161 on the list and you're 15 years out from having it fixed. Because if you don't like it today, you're certainly not going to like it 15
That's
years
right.
from now. So we've got to continue to help start to fund, or to continue to fund and increase funding to those types of programs if we're going to maintain a high quality city. So Brian, one of the questions that people ask us over and over again, because they hear the pennies and it doesn't make a lot of sense to them, and say, look, what's it going to cost me? And so can you help us understand that? Because a lot of it's based on average home value and then how many pennies that we're adding, and right now we're looking potentially at a 4 cent increase. So what does that equate to?
Mayor, the average taxable value of our residential properties for next year is right at $140,000. And based on that value, each penny will add $14 annually. You combine that with 4 cents, and what that does is about 15 cents a day. That's all it adds, 15 cents a day for all of it.
$55 annually for the 4 cents.
Yes, sir.
So, and what's interesting is we used a number when we did the actual the campaign, when we went out and talked to the citizens. We said roughly about $60. We had people would come in and they'll say, well, how much are we talking about? How much are we talking about? I remember a couple of meetings, and he said, well, probably about $60 a year. And I remember this one lady stopped. She goes, I'm here for $60 a year? Are you kidding me? Because it's almost like they were scared in the sense that we're going to have some huge increase, but it is an increase, and I think it's the transparency is important, that you try to have those discussions with everybody about what is it actually going to cost me. So I think to the average person, it's probably about $55 a year.
That's correct, Mayor.
Right. So all right, now let's talk about the obvious side, and what will the tax rate increase? Will the tax rate increase have an effect to our seniors? Because that's something that we've had a lot of discussion about, and with that senior tax freeze versus the tax exemption, there seems to be a lot of misinformation going around about that.
Mayor, I appreciate you asking that question, because the short answer is no. A tax rate increase will not affect our seniors. And the reason for that is that the city of Rowlett is among 7 cities out of 31 in Dallas County that has also adopted the senior tax freeze. By a constitutional amendment from the state of Texas, any city who adopts this freeze cannot unadopt it. In addition, the freeze is based on the amount of annual taxes paid when the senior tax exemption is first awarded. The statute refers to this as the tax ceiling. So even if the taxable value increases or the city increases the tax rate, seniors who receive this benefit now will not pay any additional property taxes to the city beyond the initial tax ceiling they received when they first turned 65.
All All right, Brian, so help me out because I'm a pretty basic kind of guy in terms of the numbers. I want to understand how much is this going to, what type of impact does that have? In other words, we've got this freeze and the exemption, and explain to me what that means. So we take a guy or a person that's 64 years old in 2014, they own a residence with an assessed value of $139,800. So tell me what happens.
An individual who is 64 in this current year, 2014, that owns the average home, which is right at about $140,000, as you said, Mayor, would have a taxable assessed value of $135,000 after receiving the regular homestead exemption of $5,000.
Okay.
Based on that value, they would pay $1,007 in property taxes to the city of Rowlett.
All right, so that's my non-senior.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so if I'm not a senior, this is what I pay.
That's
okay.
right.
Now, when I turn the magic 65, what happens?
All right, so when they turn 65...
Oh, is this based on income, by the way? So you don't have to worry about... No?
No,
so
Mayor,
it's not based.
it is not based on
how about the price of my house?
Basically, it is based on your age. That's all.
Okay, so it's not about
no value,
okay.
no nothing.
So basically, it's a gift essentially.
Yes, Mayor, you
right.
can look at it that way.
Okay.
When the individual turns 65, let's say in 2015,
right,
they would receive an additional $67,000 tax exemption. That would reduce their total assessed value to $68,000. And even with the property tax rate increase, their annual property taxes paid would drop by nearly 50%. From $1,007 to $540. Since the city of Rowlett adopted the senior tax freeze, the amount of property taxes paid would cap at $540 in the future, even if the market value increases over time. And that is because the freeze, or the ceiling, is based on the property taxes paid and not the taxable assessed value.
So again, very basic here for those that are watching, even if my property value goes up, just say it goes up $10,000, $20,000, what happens to that number?
The market value may increase, but the amount of taxes the senior pays to the city of Rowlett does not change.
So it is. So right. So basically, and again, I understand this, but I'm trying to make sure that everybody understands that's watching this. The taxes are frozen at that point. The freeze is an amazing gift because there's only 7 cities in the entire Metroplex that have a freeze and an exemption. Right. So when you combine the two, it puts us in a very tough spot because costs of services over time go up. Ambulance services, fire services, police services go up, and even at the end of the day, that tax is frozen. So what it does, it essentially puts the burden on those that are paying in the system to help subsidize those that are getting the exemption because of the freeze.
And that's true, Mayor. In addition to being one of 7 out of 31 cities that have the freeze, we also have the 3rd highest tax exemption for seniors in the entire county. And that does need to be addressed. As we've previously explained, the city of Rowlett is one of 7 out of 31 cities of Dallas County that has adopted the tax freeze. In addition, we have the 3rd highest senior tax exemption in the county. For 2015, the value and lost tax revenue to the city is $3.8 million, which is equivalent to 12 cents on the tax rate. For those who are over 65, the exemption is not based on financial need or hardship, simply on age. And while the freeze is permanent for those who already receive it, the exemption can be lowered for future generations. The freeze creates a secondary benefit in that it cannot be increased even if the market value increases. And because the city has the tax freeze, staff's recommendation is to reduce the over 65 and disabled tax exemption from $67,000 annually to $30,000 and $50,000 respectively. This modification will not affect any taxpayers until fiscal year 2016, and those who have the tax freeze in place will see no increase to their City of Rowlett taxes when the reduced exemption is in effect.
Right. So again, just to be very clear, this has zero impact on any current seniors that are there, and we even give a 1-year essentially a period where those that are planning for retirement have the ability to be able to receive that exemption.
That's correct, Mayor. And what it also does...
1-year window, I should say.
Yeah, exactly. And it gives us a chance to educate and inform those seniors, future seniors coming up, so that we have time to make sure they're aware it's coming.
And for more information on this, you can go to rowlett.com. There's a lot of misinformation flying around. We're getting emails, there's a lot of questions, and seniors come and they just don't understand it. It's a little bit of a complicated issue, but it's not that difficult. And we're more than happy if you give us a call that will help explain it to you, because I fielded a lot of calls myself, and I would continue to do so. But if you have any questions, just send us an email and we'll respond in writing, or we can pick up the phone and just call you to have a conversation. So let's talk about another issue that we have, and that's the water issue. It's something that is definitely, this is a growing concern. We are in drought restrictions, which has put us in a spot where we're going to have a temporary, where we'll need to have a temporary surcharge to offset some of the costs associated to operating our system to help make the bond payments.
Well, that's true, Mayor, and ongoing water restrictions continue to plague cities in North DFW area, Rowlett included. Because the North Texas Municipal Water District determines how cities must comply with the water restrictions, i.e. outside watering once every 2 weeks, communities such as Rowlett that are primarily residential are more significantly impacted. In 2014, Rowlett is expected to lose about $1.9 million in water revenues, which is being covered by a like reduction in our capital projects. For 2014, the system will run out of money for improvements. As a result, the fiscal year 2015 proposed budget includes a proposal to add a $6.97 monthly surcharge for water rates in anticipation that Stage 3 water restrictions from the district will remain in place. Staff is further recommending that the surcharge remain in place until the Stage 3 restrictions are lifted.
Now the question is, pay the $6.97 or cut out the maintenance?
That's exactly
right. So this is a question that has been posed to council. And at the end of the day, I am absolutely adamantly against cutting out maintenance on the system. Well, we fund a very small amount to start with compared to what we really need. When you look at, I think Jim Proci, our assistant city manager, former director of public works, told us we have like 800 miles of, I want to say, sewer pipe or something like that.
Water and sewer line, yes.
Excuse me, and the water and sewer line. And so when you look at that number and you're not funding maintenance, it's critically important. So I am adamantly against doing that, and the surcharge is really just until we get out of Stage 3 water restrictions.
Exactly, Mayor. Matter of fact, one of the things we can do is put in the resolution when we do it that it will be automatic.
Right. And I don't have any problem with that. But again, we're going to need to have some serious rain. We've been very blessed with a couple inches here and a couple inches there, but it doesn't do anything. You need torrential rain. Unfortunately, we almost need flooding type conditions where you're getting 12 inches within a 24-hour period to start filling the lake back up again.
The truth of the matter is that, Mayor, the rain that we have gotten has been good for our yards and for our bushes and all that. But here's the truth of the matter is that it has done nothing to raise the level of the lakes.
That's exactly right. So more to come on that, but again, we encourage you to email or call us if you have any questions, but the water issue is a very complicated issue, and that's something that we've continued to work with North Texas Municipal and the Water District on, and we encourage you just to stay in tune to that. So Brian, let's talk about if there's a silver lining in this whole budget that comes out of it, and that's really the upcoming bond election in May. Beginning in fiscal year 2018, the city's annual general obligation debt service starts to dramatically decline. This is really good news because this provides an opportunity to capture some of that capacity, so, to essentially recover. We have some extra money now from debt service that we don't have to pay that we can essentially go out and fund additional debt. So, but the key to that is we'll be able to fund additional debt without a tax increase.
Yes.
And we'll be able to borrow and roughly about 20 to 25 million over the next 3 years to be able to help fund additional projects with. And this is really a big deal.
It is, Mayor, and this money will provide critical dollars to leverage our financial capacity and address aging streets, alleys, and other infrastructure improvements. In addition, Mayor, the city sets aside nearly $3 million a year, which is used for capital maintenance projects, with the goal of maintaining our existing infrastructure and not let it deteriorate further. However, these funds are not sufficient to pay for the building of new infrastructure or to make improvements in our roadways and alleys when they are in such disrepair that they need to be fully reconstructed. General obligation bonds paid over time are the appropriate tool to use for such improvements.
Now, I want to stop there for a second because the one thing you point out, and we kind of just glazed through it very quickly, $3 million a year out of that. Where does that money come from?
It comes from all of our operating funds.
That's right. It comes from our operating funds. And there are not many cities, in my understanding, based on conversations I had, that have this type of fund available with that type of money to help fund that level of maintenance.
Well, that's true, Mayor, and the fact that we do it is to recognize the many, many years when we didn't have those kind of dollars just to help keep our infrastructure in good shape.
That's exactly right, and that's $3 million a year, and that's just on the capital stuff. So if you look at our alleys, our streets, and when you see those concrete section panel replacement, that's at $3 million at work every year, and it's had a significant impact on our city across the board. So having said all of that, therefore the city is really considering a slightly smaller bond election for May of 2015 in order to take advantage of the freed up bond capacity that's been discussed over the past couple of years. And the declining debt service will continue to provide a substantial source of funding for the years to come. Now the good news is we have neighborhoods targeted. We have modified our standards slightly that we believe we can provide the same high quality service, the street structure and all of that into those neighborhoods, but at a reduced cost. And we've talked about that before, instead of just completely concrete, a concrete asphalt mix, which is done on the turnpike, it's done in a lot of those areas, but it's going to allow us to do a lot more for that money, and that's really smart use of that money. So we're looking forward to putting that list together. We've got neighborhoods targeted. We've had people waiting 30 years in some cases to have those done. So your time is now, and we're going to be able to have a lot of those projects done. Be on the lookout for a list that we're in the process of putting together. We've got a citizen bond committee that's working on that, along with staff to review those, and hopefully we'll have a published list here soon. Yep. So let's talk about more opportunities to engage, because we're not passing the actual budget until September 16th, the middle of September. So those that are watching in the beginning of the month, we encourage you to get involved. We've had budget workshops where the council's gotten involved and asked a lot of questions, the August 14th and 15th. And again, for those that are watching, if this is your first time, our budget workshops run all year long. We just have formal budget workshops that we call budget workshops on August 14th and 15th. So in addition to that, we've also held public hearings. And we have, of course, August 19th, and then September 2nd. As well, so come and join us. Come tell us what your thoughts, and we have people all over the board. But I mean, it's important that we hear from you. If you can't make it, send us an email. We're interested in that as well. And finally, of course, if all goes as planned, the 2015 year budget and tax rate adoption will take place on September 16th.
That's correct, Mayor.
So let's talk about this ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. How about that?
Ice Bucket Challenge. Oh yes. You know, Mayor, with everyone from former President George Bush to Justin Bieber posting online videos of themselves dumping buckets of ice over their heads in the name of charity, the Ice Bucket Challenge continues to dominate social media and has now raised more than $40 million for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, commonly known as the Lou Gehrig's disease. And you were recently challenged.
Well, I was recently challenged by Congressman Pete Sessions, Rockwall Mayor David Sweet, and Scott Aratam. And, of course, you start running out of names, so you get nominated a lot, of course, as mayor. And they said, we challenge you to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. And, of course, Mayor Pro Tem Michael Gallus was also challenged by CERT Director Eric Ernst. So, having said that, and being the good sports we are, and taking on the challenge, Michael and I decided to put a video together and to do the challenge together so others can see us taking the challenge. And so this challenge has started really a chain reaction across the city of Rowlett.
I understand that you have challenged several folks with the city of Rowlett.
We challenged you.
Yes.
We challenged our Assistant City Manager, Jim Proce. And we had several actually that I'm trying to remember the whole list that we had here.
Our police chief.
Our police chief, our fire chief, that's right.
Hi, I'm Mayor Todd Gattell.
And I'm Mayor Pro Tem Michael Gallus.
We're here at Fire Station 1 to answer the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
ALS, better known as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive disease that affects the nerve cells in the brain and the spinal cord, leading to paralysis and eventually to death.
And approximately 5,600 people a year are diagnosed with this disease in the U.S.
Todd. And only 20% of those diagnosed live more than 5 years.
Now, I've been called out by Congressman Pete Sessions, Mayor Sweet and Rockwall, and Scott Aratam. How about you?
I was called out by Eric Ernst, our CERT director right here in Rowlett.
And the challenge is to do the Ice Bucket Challenge or donate $100.
Right.
So we're going to do a small donation, and we're also doing the Ice Bucket Challenge. Now, I'd like to call out our City Manager, Brian Funderburg, Assistant City Manager, Jim Proce, Jeff Sheldon, the head of SCORE, and Larry Beckham. How about you?
All right. Well, I'm going to call out our State Representative, Cindy Burkett, our police chief, Mike Brodnax, and our fire chief, Neil Howard.
So you've got 24 hours to answer the challenge or donate $100. So now with the help of our great fire department, here we go. Guys, I am not kidding you when I tell you that was cold. Very, very cold. My muscles actually contracted standing there.
Hi, I'm Brian Funderburg, the City Manager of Rowlett, Texas. With me today is my Assistant City Manager, Jim Prochi, and the entire executive team. We're here in front of City Hall to accept the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
ALS, better known as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive disease that affects the nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord, leading to paralysis and eventually to death. Approximately 5,600 folks a year are diagnosed with this disease in the U.S., and only 20% of those diagnosed live more than 5 years.
We've been challenged by Mayor Todd Gattell, Mayor Pro Tem Michael Gallups, and Councilmember Robert Van Blumenthal. The challenge is to do the Ice Bucket Challenge or donate $100. So as a team, we're going to provide a donation, and we're also going to do the Ice Bucket Challenge. Before we do this, we're going to introduce our executive team.
Hi, John Murray, Director of Human Resources and Risk Management.
Hi, Jim Grabenhorst, Director of Economic Development.
Joe Beecham, Director of Information Technology.
Tim Rogers, Director of Public Works.
Yvette Whitehead, Executive Assistant for the City Manager.
Wendy Badgett, Assistant Finance Director.
Hey, Kathy Freiheit, Library Director.
Mark Herbensade, the Director of Development Services.
Denise Barron, Community Relations Manager.
Jamel Stevenson, Director of Parks and Recreation.
Neil Howard, the Fire Chief.
Mike Brodnax, Police Chief.
Laura Hallmark, City Secretary.
Finally, one last thing, we're going to challenge our own departments and our peers in neighboring cities Garland, Rockwall, Saxe, and Wiley. So you got 24 hours to answer the challenge or donate $100. All right, team, here we go.
Go!
Oh, man! Yes!
That feels good. Awesome.
Hey, we're the City of Rowlett Public Works Department, and we've accepted the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge from our Assistant City Manager, Jim Prochi. Let's go. We'd like to call out Public Works and Utility Departments for the City of Garland,
Saxe,
Wiley, Plano,
Mesquite.
I said Faith.
Faith.
Faith, and Plano. Y'all have 24 hours to accept the challenge. Go!
How was it?
So, Brian, I think this next segment is very, very appropriate that we, can you hold that for me, please?
Yes. All right. What are you doing, Mayor?
There we
what
go.
Are you doing to me?
Is that better?
Well, I don't know yet.
Right,
I don't
there.
know yet.
Okay.
Okay.
I got my box of saran wrap here, and I thought we'd use that to talk about transparency.
Ah, now I get it.
Are you okay?
Yes,
All
and
right,
I think you can,
okay.
I won't show you which finger I would use.
So, All right, so do you want to talk about that? Or are you too wrapped up right now?
I may be wrapped up a little bit, Mayor. Why don't you kick us off?
All right, so we got you wrapped up. I like that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like that look. That's good. All right. So the Comptroller's Office for the state of Texas has an initiative to encourage all county and local governments to be transparent in their financial operations. The Texas Comptroller's Leadership Circle has awarded the city of Rowlett the Platinum Member Award. This is a big deal, Brian.
It is, Mayor, and the Platinum is the highest level award that you can get from the state for transparency. It was a new level just introduced in 2014. Prior to 2014, we were at the gold level, which then was the highest standard, and we've been at the gold level for the past 2 years.
Should I put more on there since we're completely transparent, since we won a better award?
Well, maybe just a little more.
Okay, all right.
But in order to meet the new highest level attainable, the platinum level, we had to continue to satisfy all the gold level, plus satisfy those additional transparency requirements that have been added to the program. For example, Mayor.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you. Debt information. We now must post on the website summary information about our outstanding debt, such as our current debt obligations, descriptions, date issued, total amounts, and maturity date. And you can find a link to the Comptroller's website. This website is a one-stop source to collect all available information on local government finances in our state, including the existing and proposed debt of cities, counties, school and hospital districts, and hundreds of special purpose districts throughout Texas.
Well, and let me just stop there for just 1 second, okay? We tease you with the saran wrap, but you being the former chief financial officer for the city, you're very, very proud of this award. And it really is a testament that goes back to the entire team, your team. Not just council saying, let's be transparent, but there's a lot of work that goes on behind that. So folks like Alan Gard and Terry Doby and all those folks that are involved, and I can go through a whole list of names. I don't want to leave any out here, but they've done an outstanding job. Things like your checkbook online and all that stuff are very, very important things when we talk about transparency.
That's right, Mayor. And our pledge to our public, chief executive, the mayor, county judge, superintendent executive director, we have to sign a pledge to post on the entire website information about our proposed bond packages, the existing debt, and provide the Comptroller's Office with a link to this information no later than 1 business day after the public notice of the bond election. A big thank you and congratulations goes to the City of Rowlett, our finance department, Alan Gard, our chief financial officer, Wendy Badgett, assistant director of finance, Terry Doby, our budget officer. Congratulations to you all.
Oh, it's well deserved.
It is.
Now this next segment I am really excited on. We have an opportunity now where we're actually going out to some of the local businesses and highlighting the local businesses in our city. We have heard a lot about, I don't think we have any good restaurants. Well, I hear that a lot. Or why don't we have more? And a lot of times you'll talk to folks about restaurants and they go, I didn't know that was even there. So last month was a really inaugural taping where we went out to Kyoto, the Japanese steakhouse. We had an awesome time.
Yum.
So today I'm actually going out to Opa, the Greek Taverna, and we're going to go and visit them. They're in the shopping center on Lakeview Parkway next to Fuzzy's, and they are relatively new. And they are a jewel in this community. They really are. And a lot of folks don't even know they're there. So we want to have a chance to highlight their business this month. So enjoy my visit to Opa. What a jewel. Every month we're going to be focusing on one of our key businesses in the city of Rowlett. And this month our travels have taken us to Opa, Greek Taverna, a little taste of Greece right here in the city of Rowlett. I am so excited about this. This is one of our newer restaurants and one of the most flavorful and interesting places in the city of Rowlett. And I'll tell you, if you haven't dined here, you haven't lived. So let's go in and check it out, and we're going to meet the owner, and we're going to do a little bit of cooking and taste what they have on their menu. Opa Greek Taverna is a little bit of Greece in Rowlett, Texas. Opa provides authentic Greek cuisine and a full bar 7 days a week. Beautiful Greek decor and pictures of Greece taken on location by the owner, Kostas, transports diners to the Mediterranean bliss. Well, I am here inside Opa Greek Taverna with the chef, Kostas Lazanis. How are you today?
Hey Todd, how are you doing today?
Good. Thank you so much for having us. We are so pleased to be here.
Oh, glad to have you here as well. We're excited to get you cooking some good Greek food.
So tell us what we're going to be cooking today.
Mayor, we're actually be cooking lamb chops today. So we're going to be cutting the lamb chops and doing a nice dry rub on them. The lamb chops are actually imported from New Zealand. a really high quality lamb. That's actually the highest quality cut that you can get from the lamb. It has really great marbling.
All right, so what do we got to do?
So what we're going to do, we're actually be cutting in between.
Okay.
We're going to actually roll it over.
Okay, we're going to roll it over.
And we're going to cut in between each of the
between
bones.
the lines down here?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right.
And we're going to make just one straight incision there.
One here, like that?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Cut right there between the bones.
All right.
There we go. Beautiful.
Perfect. Look at that. Okay.
You see that good marbling in there and a nice fat, tender piece of meat there?
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful.
We're actually going to be using some Mediterranean sea salt.
Okay. All right.
Like I said, just a light sprinkle on each of the lambs.
Like that. All right.
Yeah, on each.
Okay.
Each
Is that
cut.
too much or
no?
was
That's
it?
beautiful.
Okay.
Doing a great job.
Okay. All right.
And then we're going to do a little bit of our fresh cracked peppercorn.
Okay. And just tell me when.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good amount. Just a little bit more on the last one.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
And let's finish it with a little bit of sun-dried oregano, which
Okay.
is going to be this herb right here.
All right.
And
It smells wonderful too. I love fresh oregano.
people say, well, what is Greek food? Greek food, we do use a lot of earthy ingredients.
You also have your herb garden in the back?
We sure do, yeah. We grow rosemary, we grow basil, spearmint, peppermint. We also grow lots and lots of oregano as well.
All right.
And then we're just going to finish that up with a little bit of a lemon. Fantastic.
All right. I missed the last one. There we go.
Greeks and Italians are known for their use of olive oil, and I remember growing up as a kid, my dad, anytime I'd get a cut or anything like that, he'd say put some olive oil on it. So everybody has their remedy for everything. So just do a little drizzle there.
Just a little drizzle?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, there we go. Like that?
Beautiful.
Pretty good. So now we're going to go behind the scenes and get an idea of actually how the product is prepared on the grill itself. All right, Kostas, we are now in the heart of the operation.
This is it. This is
This
my
looks
home.
fantastic. Yes, this is your home, and it looks great. I see the product that we prepared. You've also added some additional items here. I see some shrimp. Is that a chicken souvlaki?
Souvlaki, yes.
Souvlaki, okay.
Better
And
known at home as kebab.
Kebab, okay. And what do we have here? It looks like a
This
sausage.
is Lukaniko. It's a Greek-style sausage, a Greek spicy sausage there. And then we have a lamb souvlaki as well and shrimp souvlaki.
That's wonderful.
And then those who don't want to try lamb or a little iffy about it, we do offer also a Greek hamburger and also a Greek-style skirt steak as well.
Well, it looks fantastic. All right, so we're ready to go, and we're ready to put these on the grill.
And Todd, I know, we spent some time together making these delicious lamb chops here, which is the top cut of the lamb. And we'll lay these fat lamb chops down on the grill. And finish, of course, with a nice. You can't have a restaurant in Texas without a juicy cut of steak. So we'll lay that steak down as well. Gyro is actually our #1 selling item.
I was going to say, because when I think about going out to a Greek restaurant, I always think of the gyro, and in the is it the pita bread that it's wrapped
Absolutely.
in? It's like a pita shell.
We go over. We actually use about 1,000 pita breads a week.
Wow. Okay.
On pita bread.
Now I can smell this from here, and seriously, I mean, not only can you feel heat coming off, but the flavor is just, I mean, you can just see it looks fantastic, and it smells even better.
Yes, sir. So actually, what gyro is, a lot of people don't know, and I'll turn this flame off now that it's pretty much cooked up.
No, we're good. We're good. Okay.
What gyro is actually, it's a blend of beef and lamb. It's infused with herbs and spices, and then we shave it in really thin strips. So it's a very unique cut of meat that you really can't find anywhere else. Traditionally, it's cut with a knife. But this one right here will actually cut really thin shaves. And what we use is this little half pan here. It's probably loud for the camera, but it's just simply shaving it, and it's just gonna fall right off the spit. And that's exactly what you're gonna be getting. It goes straight from the cone to your pita bread every time. And as you see, just a nice juicy meat falling right off the spit there. And like I said, my guys can cut this whole thing down pretty quick. So during busy nights, we actually keep 2 cones going just because we stay so busy.
Well, especially if you're going through 1,000 of these a week.
Absolutely,
Yes,
1,000 pita breads a week. Yeah,
that's amazing.
And then as far as the pita bread, just so everybody knows the secret on the pita bread that we do at Opa, we do order from a local bakery, but what gives it that Opa touch, we actually do a little light pan fry with some olive oil here. And again, so we're just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil here on our flat grill, and we're just gonna lay these down here into the oil. And this is just gonna give them a nice little toasty flavor to it, and infuse some of those olive oils into it as well. So we're gonna go ahead and just lay this out on
Now,
the...
Costas, you can actually hear like the sizzling going on right now. And,
Absolutely.
And, it looks wonderful.
I start off every morning with a cup of Greek coffee. Greek coffee actually is, we actually grind the coffee down super fine.
Okay.
And it's a very basic way of drinking coffee. It's simply putting the grinded down coffee beans into a briki, which is actually a traditional brass pot. Okay. We're actually gonna be adding a heaping teaspoon. You can see how it just kind of holds together like that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like a fine sand, but
it is.
It has a little bit of like moisture, so it sticks together.
And this will definitely get you running a marathon.
All right.
All right.
So we're talking 2 heaping teaspoons.
2, yeah, 1 for each of us.
Okay.
We got a lot of work to do today, don't we,
You
Mayor?
gotta say I'm gonna be up all night.
right.
So I got my lighter here. Now you cook this over an open flame.
Open flame.
Okay.
And we cook to order. So if you order it semi-sweet, we'll actually make it. We won't make it until you order it. So there's not like a pot sitting in the back of Greek coffee. You get it made to order every time
Just
you
like
order
everything
it.
else here, fresh.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Do I yell,
Opa.
Opa? Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Great.
All right, so we got our open flame.
So we got our fire here. So we're just gonna stir this up, and there's a little bit of a secret here. If you overcook it, it'll actually get a little burnt flavor to the coffee. So you have to take a master barista to really perfect the Greek coffee. So we're gonna pour a little bit here, and we're gonna diversify the cream. So we're gonna put a little bit on this side here as well. You see we're developing that nice thick cream head there.
Looks wonderful.
And the bubbles there, they're called matia, or they call it eyes. So the perfect Greek coffee is gonna have kaimaki, which is the cream, matia, with eyes.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little hot, so make sure we blow on it and take a very light sip.
Opa. Opa, okay, here we go. Well, I'm really excited to try these dishes. I know you've prepared a lot of different dishes for us, and we're really going to get a real taste of Greece.
Absolutely. Oh, awesome. Oh, it looks great today. And I couldn't do it without the help of my great staff here. They really helped put the show together for us. So we have some awesome meats there that we cooked up, some spreads as well. Oh, there's that salmon that we cooked earlier there. It smells great.
All right, well, Kostas, this looks absolutely amazing.
I hope you're hungry.
Well, and I know this is not our average lunch here, but you've really done a great job in putting together just a really great sampling of just some of the items that you have on the menu. So I'm going to choose some meat.
Let's go to some meats, absolutely.
I'm going to try, how about some of those lamb chops?
Start with the lamb chops, you have to. You know, that's like I said, that's the finest cut of meat that you can buy on the market. Lamb chops and lobster tail, right?
Yeah.
So
these look wonderful. Seriously, they are just, it looks amazing. See?
My wife always tells me use a fork and knife, but
so really what I should be doing is
the bone is there, and
okay.
you know, you
now,
just have to.
Do we put some tzatziki on this, or just eat as it is, or
You
what
know,
do you?
tzatziki sauce, I have it hiding over here, but tzatziki sauce.
I'm asking. I don't know. Is this just how you normally do it?
Again, you can put tzatziki sauce on everything. So the lamb chops, I like to just eat it by itself, but you know, the tzatziki sauce definitely.
Folks, the meat is so tender.
Oh, man.
I love. You can taste. You can taste the grilled. Opa. you can taste the grilled flavor on this thing. Amazing. This has been just a remarkable experience. I'll tell you, if you're looking for just a great evening out, just whether it's for lunch or whether it's for dinner, just a birthday, just a general celebration, this is the place to go, folks. I will tell you, not only is the food great, but the service is impeccable, and the chef is absolutely amazing. I want to thank you so much for everything. And
thank you, Todd. We appreciate everything so much.
To you. And folks, try it out. That's Opa.
Opa.
Opa. Opa. There we go. How's that? I got my umbrella
All right,
open.
good. Yes, me too, Mayor.
So why do we have umbrellas?
You know, though lightning strikes
This
peak,
was your idea, you know.
Yes, something like that. Though lightning strikes peak in summer, people are struck year-round. In the United States, an average of 51 people are killed each year by lightning.
Is that why you wanted me to put an umbrella up?
We're indoors, Mayor. And hundreds more are severely injured. Fire Marshal Brian Beckner is here to discuss lightning safety this month. Learn what you need to do to stay safe when thunderstorms threaten. Remember, when thunder roars,
go indoors. I like that. When thunder roars, go indoors. Say it again. When thunder roars,
go indoors.
I like that.
There we go.
Hello, I'm Brian Beckner, Fire Marshal for the City of Rowlett. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to talk about thunderstorms and lightning. All thunderstorms are dangerous. Every thunderstorm produces lightning. While lightning fatalities have decreased over the past 30 years, lightning continues to be one of the top 3 storm-related killers in the United States. On an average, in the United States, lightning kills 51 people and injures hundreds more. Lightning, what you need to know. No place outside is safe when thunderstorms are in the area. If you hear thunder, lightning is close enough to strike you. When you hear thunder, immediately move to a safe shelter, a substantial building with electricity or plumbing, or enclosed metal-topped vehicle with windows up. Stay in a safe shelter at least 30 minutes after you hear the last sound of thunder. Indoor lightning safety. Stay off corded phones, computers, and other electrical equipment that put you in direct contact with electricity. Avoid plumbing, including sinks, baths, faucets. Stay away from windows and doors, and stay off porches. Do not lie on concrete, and do not lean against concrete walls. Last resort, outdoor risk reduction tips. If you're caught outside with no safe shelter anywhere nearby, the following actions may reduce your risk. Immediately get off elevated areas such as hills, mountains, ridges, or peaks. Get off metal bleachers or metal seats. Never lie flat on the ground. Never shelter under an isolated tree. Never use a cliff or rocky overhang for shelter. Immediately get out and away from ponds, lakes, or other bodies of water. Stay away from objects that conduct electricity, barbed wire, fences, power lines, windmills, etc. A good rule of thumb to remember is, when thunder roars, go indoors. To learn more about thunderstorms and lightning, please go to www.lightningsafe.noaa.gov. If you have any additional questions, please call me at 972-463-3940 or send me an email at bbeckner@rowlett.com. Again, I'm Brian Beckner, your fire marshal. Thank you for your time.
I'm Craig Morgan, singer, dad, and first responder. I know how quickly a house fire can spread. Help shield your family from danger. Take these simple steps to safety. Replace smoke alarms that are 10 years old. Have fire extinguishers and carbon monoxide alarms on each floor. And practice an escape plan. Now, join me at alarmpledge.com and be a safety hero for your family and the firefighters who'd risk their lives to rescue you. Simple steps worth singing about.
All right, so let's talk about one of my favorite places, the Rowlett Public Library. And guess what September is?
September is library card sign-up
I got
month.
my library card. Hold on, I got my wallet. There.
Yes, well,
Does it
there
fit-
you go,
fit in my
Mayor.
back pocket? How do you like
Yes,
that?
I bet it does fit. All right, well,
So-
you know, the library card is the smartest card in your wallet.
Can I talk about the library card? How do you like that? Is the smartest card in your wallet because it's
There's
free.
an echo in here.
Because it's your free ticket to lifetime learning and entertainment. See, I'm entertaining. You think
Yes,
I'm entertaining?
I'm-
Good, yeah.
I'm very
So
entertained
with this
right now.
library card, I'm entertaining.
Yes.
So here we go. All right. So parents, it's the most important school supply of them all. So you can buy the Rowlett Public Library and get yours today. A lot of times you have school projects and stuff
Sure.
like that. You know, all kidding aside, you get school projects in a lot of cases. You know, you just don't, you try to go on the internet, but a lot of times it's great to go to the library because you have folks that are there that are very knowledgeable, that can help you out and can help direct you to the right area.
Well, Mayor, it's an important reminder as students head back to school. The Rowlett Public Library offers the most important school supply at all, a library card. Students of all ages will help find the tools they need to succeed at the library. I see
I'm like Vanna
that.
White.
Yes. From free access to databases and homework help to encyclopedias and test preparation materials, the library has something for every student. And young readers can enjoy educational programs and activities in addition to a wide variety of reading resources that make learning fun. Nook and Kindle users can even check out ebooks, Mayor.
That's really cool.
The entertainment available from the Rowlett Library doesn't stop at just reading material. Check out music CDs by the top chart artists and the latest movie and television series on DVD.
I know, I didn't know they even had that down there. We actually did a segment about a year or so ago Just a massive, they had a great selection of like CDs and videos, and I was really shocked. So really cool stuff. But if you had a chance to stop by the library, it's well worth it. And September, of course, is library card sign up month. It's the smartest card in your wallet because it's a free ticket to lifetime learning and entertainment. So for more information on how you can sign up for the library card, stop by the library at 3900 Main Street today, or give them a call at 972-412-6161. Or, of course, you can always visit us by going to
Rowlett.com.
Rowlett.com, that's right.
Hi, I'm Mary Lynn Saxton from the Rowlett Public Library, located at 3900 Main Street in downtown Rowlett. September is Library Card Sign-Up Month, so come by and get your free card today. Contact the library at 972-412-6161 for information on what you need to bring to obtain a library card. Your library card is the smartest card in your wallet. Celebrate with your family on the first, second, and third Saturdays in September with movie plus popcorn, crafts, and games. September 6th will be the PG-rated The Pirates Band of Misfits with free popcorn. September 13th, we will celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with crafts, including a paper bag piñata. On September 20th, come by and play pirate games in celebration of Talk Like a Pirate Day. Check the library's calendar or website for more information on Family Saturdays. Celebrate the joy of reading with your children by attending story times. Monday mornings at 10 and 10:30 are for the young and the restless, babies ages birth to 2. Wednesday mornings at 10 and 10:30 are Giggle Wiggle story times for toddlers. Preschoolers have their own story times on Friday mornings at 10 and 10:30 with Shake, Rattle, and Read. And for grade school children, join us for Primetime Book Club at 4 p.m. on Thursdays. The library has an evening pajama story time that is great for families. Bring a pillow and blanket, wear your jammies, and enjoy bedtime stories that are sure to give your little ones sweet dreams on Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. If you are homeschooling your children and looking for resources, or just want your students to know how to use the library, be sure to attend the Library Skills for Homeschoolers workshop on Friday, September 5th at 10:30 a.m. Students will get a tour of the library, be shown the catalog, and learn how to use databases for research. For adults, we have Senior Computer Class, Introduction to Computers, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at 8:30 a.m. Call or come by to register. Need a will or advice on where to get started? Come to the Wills and Planning Information Session on September 13th at 2 p.m. Dallas attorney Elizabeth Ardanowski will discuss the importance of final planning. Tuesday Tech Ed returns this month with ebooks at the library on September 9th at 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. On September 23rd, don't miss Craigslist at 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. Thinking of joining an adult literacy class? The library offers GED and ESL classes at no charge. Stop by today. Need more information? Check our website or call the library at 972-412-6161. Come and join us at the Rowlett Public Library.
Now here's Alan Gard, Chief Financial Officer for the City of Rowlett with this month's financial report.
Hello, I'm Alan Gard, the Chief Financial Officer for the City of Rowlett, and welcome to this month's update of the City of Rowlett's monthly financial report. This report is provided as one element in the city's effort to ensure financial transparency for its citizens and policymakers. The Finance Department prepares the report and presents it to the City Council at a regular City Council meeting each month. While the presentation made at the Council meeting usually provides a high-level overview, the report itself is very detailed, providing information on each of the city's funds, key local, state, and national economic indicators, and dashboard information about the city's primary operating funds, major revenue sources, and overall fund performance. The purpose of this report is twofold. First, the report informs the City Council and public regarding the status of the city's financial position. In other words, where are we versus where do we project we would be at this time of the fiscal year? Second, this report informs the staff and City Council about significant variances in projected versus actual revenues and expenditures. This allows the Council to monitor the city's financial position and make adjustments as needed. This report also provides a context for making decisions appropriately for future budgets. The report provided to Council in August includes financial information through June. We are now 9 months or 3 quarters through the city's fiscal year. As we move closer to September and as we are now in the city's budget season, staff has been reviewing revenue trends more closely as we prepare revenue and expenditure estimates for City Council to consider for the fiscal year 2015 budget. On the revenue side of the equation, overall the city has earned or received $64.4 million for all funds in fiscal year 2014. This amount is 79.2% of the approved operating budget of $81.4 million and is precisely as forecast through this month. Expenditures have totaled $61.1 million through the same time period. This amount is 75.4% of the approved operating budget of $81 million and is 1.3% lower than forecast through June. Based on these figures, the net surplus from operations is $3.3 million. This is about $800,000 better than expected at this point in the fiscal year. This is a continuation of the positive trends we have seen so far this year. As I have previously noted, the report serves as an early warning system for staff and the City Council. The first page of the report, in fact, is a handy one-page summary that can direct the reader to specific areas of concern. Listed on the page are various key pieces of data that are analyzed each month, including major operating funds and specific revenue and expenditure comparisons. This page allows you to see performance at a glance. Green indicates the item is positive or within a negative variance of less than 1%. Yellow indicates a warning for decision makers and indicates the trend is negative between 1 and 5% of expected performance. Red indicates a negative trend of more than 5%. This summary page provides a quick reference that allows the reader to go right to the page in the report where they can find more detailed information about a particular item. You can find this information and much more when you view the entire report at the city's website at www.rowlett.com. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, Alan Gard, Chief Financial Officer, at agard@rowlett.com, agard@rowlett.com, or 972-412-6288.
Howdy, this is Chris Paul of the Rowlett Community Emergency Response Team. If an emergency occurred today, would you be ready? September is National Preparedness Month. Sponsored by FEMA, National Preparedness Month aims to educate and empower Americans to prepare for and respond to all types of emergencies, including natural disasters and potential terrorist attacks. National Preparedness Month is a time to prepare yourself and those in your care for emergencies and disasters, both large-scale and smaller local events. We know that emergencies can happen unexpectedly, even in communities just like Rowlett. As commendable as they may be in their profession of assisting those in need, police, fire, and rescue may not always be able to reach you quickly in an emergency or disaster. The most important step you can take in helping our local responders is being able to take care of yourself and those in your care for at least a short period of time following the incident. The more people that are prepared, the faster Rowlett can recover. You are not helpless in the face of an emergency. With just a few simple steps, you can be a force of nature by knowing your risk, taking action, and being an example in your community. First, know your risks. Bookmark weather.gov on your computer or smartphone to stay informed about severe weather. Learn about wireless emergency alerts, messages that will be sent to your phone during and after an emergency. Get practical tips on preparing for disaster at ready.gov. Secondly, take action. Prepare a disaster supply kit with at least 3 days' supply of food, water, medicines, and other essentials. Remember, you may be without electricity or other city services during that time. Create a family emergency plan so that your family knows how to communicate during an emergency. And it's always a good idea to obtain an NOAA weather radio. Lastly, be an example. Let your friends and family know you are taking steps to be prepared and encourage them to do the same. You might want to get involved with your local Red Cross chapter or train with and join the Rowlett Community Emergency Response Team. Now over 10 years old, your local Rowlett CERT team is a nationally recognized group with over 100 members. You can find more information at rowlettcert.com. We don't know when an emergency may occur, but these simple steps will help you be prepared for the worst and help make Rowlett a safer, stronger, and more resilient community. This is Chris Paul with Rowlett CERT, and I look forward to seeing you again next month.
The Park of the Month for September is Kenwood Heights Park. This park is located at 5701 Kenwood Avenue, which is near Walmart. It is home to 3.4 acres of open space, tables, and a playground that now sits underneath a brand new shade structure. Also in park news, the Fall Lakeside Leisure Catalog is now available and at the Rowlett Community Center. Now here is Parks and Recreation Department staff with their upcoming events for the month of September.
Parents' Day Out will be offered for children ages 3 to 6 years old on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. this fall, with the first class starting on September 4th. In this class, children will be introduced to numbers, letters, colors, shapes, through music, stories, arts and crafts, environmental and physical education. Each month will have a new theme that will incorporate fun learning. Children must be potty trained to participate in this program. The fee for this program is $120, which includes 8 class sessions. Does your child still have World Cup fever? Could they be the next Alex Morgan or Clint Dempsey? And sign them up for Little Kicker Soccer today. Little Kicker Soccer starts on Thursday, September 25th. This 5-week instructional program is for children ages 3 to 5 who are interested in playing the awesome sport of soccer and having fun. Basic soccer skills will be covered, along with teamwork, balance, and hand-eye coordination. A practice game will be played the last week of the program. The program will run on Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. and the cost is $40. Would you like to learn how to play the guitar? Come learn from Matt Nestor, an instructor who has 10+ years teaching the guitar. The cost for this one-time per week class for 1 month is $80. This includes 4 classes which are available Monday through Friday after school at the Rowlett Community Center. You and the instructor will agree on a time to meet for class at the time of registration. Come out and learn skills such as ball handling, dribbling, shooting, as well as agility and plyometrics. Classes will be held on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. The fee is $80. This fall, Skyhawk Sports will be offering basketball, soccer, and volleyball camps for both boys and girls. These camps are primarily designed for the beginner to intermediate player and focus on the fundamentals of each sport. Don't forget to sign up for your favorite fall fitness classes. Pilates 1 and 2, Bodyworks, Zumba, Bakwa, Jazzercise, Spin, and Yoga are all being offered this fall. The drop-in fee per class is only $8. Please call 972-412-6170 to find out more information on the schedule and pricing for these classes. Don't have anyone to watch the kids while you are taking part in fitness classes or enjoying the Rowlett Community Center? Child's Play is the perfect program which offers a stimulating environment for your child to explore, play, and interact with other children. The fee is only $3 per visit per child or $20 for a 10-visit punch card. Child's Play is offered on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. or on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Parents must stay at the Rowlett Community Center while their child is participating in this program.
The Rowlett Parks and Recreation Department will be offering adult fall athletic leagues for co-ed volleyball and men's basketball. Registration is currently taking place and will run until September 30th. A registration late fee will be assessed beginning on September 15th. Both leagues will feature an 8-game season with a playoff tournament for the top 4 teams. Championship t-shirts will be awarded to the first place team. Winter Youth Basketball registration will be taking place until October 31st. Ages 5 to 14 are welcome and your child's age division will be determined by their age as of September 1st, 2014. This is a great opportunity to give your child an experience that will not only teach them the important life lessons, but about teamwork, discipline, and sportsmanship as well. Practices will be held during December, and league play begins on January 3rd and will consist of an 8-game season. The fee for RCC members is $65, residents are $70, and non-residents at $80. A jersey is included in the league fees. After October 31st, a late fee will be assessed and registration will be taken on as needed basis.
Diversity Day will be taking place on Saturday, October 4th at the Rowlett Community Center from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is a chance for our community to reflect on and learn about the different cultures and ideologies that exist here in Rowlett. There will be food sampling, activities for children, live dance performances, and local vendors. If you would like to perform at this event or have a vendor booth, please contact me, Adam Richter, at 972-412-6170. Camp Fear is back again this year and will run from Friday, October 24th at 5 p.m. until 11 a.m. the next day. This is a family campout that will feature a host of family activities, including games, a haunted hayride, contests, tent trick-or-treating, s'mores, a movie, and much more. Stop by the Rowlett Community Center today to register your family for Camp Fear. The fee is $60 per campsite if you register by October 6th and $75 if you register after October 6th. Registration deadline is Monday, October 20th. This fee includes dinner and breakfast for your family. The Rowlett Parks and Recreation Department would like to thank the sponsors of the 2014 Downtown Event Series, who include Lake Point Medical, Jason's Deli, Chick-fil-A, First Rowlett United Methodist Church, Waste Management, Congressman Pete Sessions, Stillwater Community Church, and American National Bank of Texas. If your business would like to become a sponsor for the 2015 Downtown Event Series, please call 972-412-6170 and ask for me, Adam Richter. Are you a social media fanatic? To keep up with all the programs, events, and contests offered by the Rowlett Parks and Recreation Department, please like us on Facebook at City of Rowlett Parks and Recreation, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Rowlett Parks and Rec. If you haven't already done so, please be sure to stop by the Rowlett Community Center today at 5300 Main Street to pick up your fall edition of the Lakeside Leisure catalog. It's jam-packed with all kinds of awesome programs and activities for everybody in your family. The Lakeside Leisure is also available online at www.rowlett.com/Lakeside Leisure. For more information about any of the programs or services, please call the Rowlett Community Center at 972-412-6170 or visit us on the web at www.rowlett.com/parksandrec.
In this month's Tech Tip, Phil is going to introduce us to the new integrated library system called Apollo, which was launched on August the 26th. Apollo is the database that hosts the title and authors of all the materials at the Rowlett Public Library. In the simplest terms, it's how the library checks books in and out to you, but it also does so much more. Here's Phil with the scoop on the library's new integrated library system.
Hi, I'm Phil Barrett, Tech Services Supervisor with the Rowlett Public Library. This month I'd like to introduce our new integrated library system. It's from a company called Biblionics, and the system is called Apollo. An integrated library system, or ILS, is what the library uses to perform many of its most important functions. It's the database that hosts the titles and authors of all of our materials. It's how we check books in and out to you and how we keep track of who has what. It's how we provide online access to the catalog and your account. It's a very important piece of software to our operations. So why did we replace it? Our previous software had been in place since 2003. It served us well, but any piece of software that's 11 years old, ancient in computer years, is going to have issues. The hardware we had the database stored on was also old and slowly dying. Some of you may remember the periods when we were down for days at a time. You might also have noticed our recent hourly freeze-ups. All of this is due to aging software and hardware. So what do we get with this new system? Most importantly, we get stability. Apollo is cloud-based, which means none of the system hardware is stored at the library. Instead, it's located in secure data centers we access via the internet. This greatly simplifies the lives of both library and IT staff. Apollo also has offline checkout systems, so even if our internet goes down, we'll still be able to check out materials to cardholders. The new catalog has much of the same functionality as the old catalog, though it will look a little different. You can still look up books, CDs, and movies online, renew materials that you've checked out, and place reserves on items that aren't currently checked in. Additionally, we'll have pictures of covers for the materials listed in the catalog. Many of the items will also have professional reviews, so you'll have a little extra help in choosing your next checkout. Apollo gives users more options when managing their account online, so you'll have more contact options than are currently available, and you'll be able to update your contact information with us online rather than having to come into the library. One thing I'm particularly excited about is Overdrive ebook integration. Right now, to get access to the library's ebooks, you have to go to an external website to find and download those books. After the migration to the new software, those books will be integrated with our catalog, so finding them will be a lot easier. So finally, when are we getting this new system? Well, we went live on August 26th, so the new system is already in place. To check it out, just point your browser to rowlett.biblionics.com. You can also visit us at the library, and we'd be happy to show you the new changes. Thank you.
Well, we've got a lot of stuff going on this month again, as we always do every month. So let's go through a list of those upcoming dates because I think they're important. First, we've got regular council meetings, September 2nd and 16th. Yep. We've got some P&Z meetings on the 9th and 23rd, and we have a special council work session on September 9th.
That's right, Mayor, and part of that will be to interview prospective board and council commission members.
So that's actually going to run a couple different nights. Because we have, I think, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th or something, that there's several nights in a row for that. So it's always a good opportunity to meet those folks as well. And of course, all meetings are broadcast live on RTN 16 through our streaming video page on Rowlett.com. And one exception is the off-site City Council work session on September 9th because we don't have live recording equipment in that room. We do record it, but we don't play back until the following day on that. So, but all meetings are on demand, and again, can be found on Rowlett.com.
That's right. And Mayor, Movies on Main will take place this Friday in downtown Rowlett on Main Street in front of the library.
Oh, the Movies on Main. Are we showing these kind of movies, Brian?
No, not yet, Mayor. Not,
oh, no?
Not yet.
Okay.
Movies will begin.
These are family movies. I'm sorry. Okay, these are.
Yes, they are.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Movies will begin at dusk with open seating at 6:30 p.m. and we do mean open.
Oh, okay. All right.
September 5th, The Smurfs 2. I know you saw The Smurfs and you like that. So
September 12th.
There you go. September 12th will be Freebirds.
Are you Papa Smurf because you got your blue shirt on?
Not quite. Okay. September 19th will be Monsters University.
How about
all kind of scary monsters.
Freebirds?
I've seen Freebirds.
Was it good?
I don't know.
Did you fall asleep?
You know.
I thought you saw it.
No, well, yes, I guess I saw it.
At Monsters University on September 19th. That's actually a cool movie too.
And each night will feature snacks provided by local churches and businesses. Bounce houses and face painting will also be provided, and there is a free event for the whole family.
Well, so where is it again? Downtown?
At the library.
Really we got 3 different dates. And folks, it's a lot of fun. Bring your chairs, bring your blankets, just go out and enjoy the evening. It's going to be, on the lawn off of Main Street. I mean, you're going to have a blast on this. And of course, now we also have upcoming for September is our Diversity Day. Actually, not September, October. But we need to announce it. That's right. So Saturday, October 4th at the Rowlett Community Center from 12 to 4.
That's right.
And it's a great opportunity where we talk about all the cultures, because we're a very culturally diverse city. And so it gives us an opportunity to celebrate a lot of those cultures, and it's a great chance to meet some really great people.
And there will be food sampling, children's activities, live dance performance, and local vendors, Mayor. And if you'd like to perform at this event or have a vendor booth, please contact Adam Richter at 972-412-6170.
So are you going to go and dance?
I might come and watch.
Maybe I can help you.
I can do half of the two-step. That's about all I can do.
All right, never mind. All right. I like the Smurfs. You like the Smurfs?
No, I just, yes.
Oh, whatever.
There was a day, yes.
Forget it. All right, never mind. Papa Smurf.
Why don't we talk about National Night Out?
National Night Out. Can I put my mask on for that? No, probably not. Right? Yet, not You're scare people. All right. But that's Tuesday, October 7th.
It is.
Okay, and every year, and each year, this keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That's why I love this. But each year, National Night Out event brings together residents, neighborhoods, and volunteers, and the police, and all in an effort to get acquainted with each other, and just for the good of the community. I love that.
And the Rowlett Council and city staff will be taking part in National Night Out in neighborhoods all across Rowlett. To register your neighborhood, please contact Officer Chad Caldwell at ccaldwell@rowlett.com or you can call him at 972-412-6242.
Well, it's a lot of fun, folks. And if you haven't participated before, it's a great chance to get your neighborhood out and just to help meet each other. And every year it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm looking forward to this year as well. It's almost hard for us because we try to go out and visit as many neighborhoods as possible. But it's almost to the point where you can't get out to all the neighborhoods because there's so many participating. Right. So good problem to have.
It will be
so
a lot
again,
of fun there.
If you're interested in getting your city registered, give Chad Caldwell a call at 972-412-6242 or email him at Caldwell, CALDWELL at Rowlett.com.
I think now it's time to talk
now
about
I can
Camp Fear. Yes,
I like this part. Right,
Camp Fear is back again this year, and will run from Friday, October 24th.
Take my glasses off. Hold on, put these on. Okay, there. All right.
There you go, Mayor.
How's that?
At 5 p.m. until 11 p.m. the next day.
You like that?
With the glasses on and everything. I love it, Mayor.
Do you think you know who I am? So let's talk about Camp Fear.
Sure.
All right. This is a lot of fun.
They are.
You mentioned the date on that, October 24th from 5 to 11 the next day, which is important because you spend the whole night there. It's really cool. This is a really cool event, but it's a family camp out that will feature a host of family activities, including games, the haunted hayride. The haunted. That's
you did
really
that
cool
good.
too. I do.
Yeah, you do.
I should sign up.
Yes.
Okay. Contests. Tent trick-or-treating. Have you done that before? Tent
yes, we have,
trick-or-treating?
Mayor.
Yeah. S'mores, that's my favorite. And a movie and much more. I think I'll maybe show one of these movies.
There you go.
Okay, that'd be good. But a lot of fun. I mean, it's just a great family event. And you can stop by the Rowlett Community Center today and register for your family for Camp Fear. Now, you got to register because it fills up every year.
It does, Mayor.
And we have a limited amount of spaces that are there. We try to make more every year, but it is somewhat limited. So if you're interested in participating, it is a lot of fun. It's so cool to walk through down the aisles with the different tents that they have, all the different rows of tents that they have set up, and to see everybody kind of just all decked out for the Halloween season.
They decorate their tents. It is really cool.
So the fee is $60 per campsite if you register by October 6th and $75 if you register after October 6th. So get your registration in early. And the registration deadline is Monday, October 20th. And this fee includes dinner and breakfast. And that's for your family. That's a really good deal. So
that's a
lot of fun. Oh, well, that was great. I guess I'll take my mask off. What do you think? Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought
we're at the end of the show again. I hate this because I can go on for hours. I know Drew's thinking, like, get it over with. I can't take it anymore.
Yes.
So, but in closing, thanks for tuning in to the September edition of Rowlett on the Water on the Move. You can please email us or call us with your suggestions. They're very, very welcome. And of course, thanks to Drew, our communications director, for all the hard work and effort that he provides. We could not do this broadcast without him. Someday we're going to go behind the scenes and show you, but he really is just a wizard to be able to put this stuff together and just does an absolutely amazing job.
The man behind the curtain.
So
until next time, thanks for watching. Rowlett on the Water, on the Move.